Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as you probably read by the title, I will be telling you my top 10 books of 2026. This was extremely hard to do and it's not in order, they're just the top 10. Like, I did enough choosing 10, so I'll not be doing an order because that is a little bit too much for me. So one of the books, I guess it's not a surprise because this author, I've talked about her non-stop, and that is none other than Liz Chelmsford, the Queen. And the book that I'm talking about is Rewind It Back. This is the 5th and last book of the Windy City series. That is my favorite series ever. I cannot stop talking about that series. I am obsessed with it. This was obviously a 5 stars. All books in this series are 5 stars. I just love this book so much. And this book is a hockey romance and it's also second chance romance. So we see past and present. So the past when they met each other, they fell in love, and present them meeting again, them older, and it's just a whole thing. It's about Rio and Hallie, and it's just, this series has a place in my heart. I love this series so much, and this has to be obviously in the top 10. Talking about a series that I really love, and that is Breathe With Me. This is the 5th and last book in the Playing for Keeps series, and this series, I just love it so much. This one, it's in my top of the series. Check out the trigger warnings for all of the books that I'll be talking about in this video. Some of them have triggering subjects. I just want to put this disclaimer out there so you know to look for your triggers. But this book, it's about Emmett and Kara, and we see them struggling through infertility. So since the first book in the series, we see them married. So in this book, we see them falling in love, meeting each other and all of those things, and then years later married and struggling to conceive. It was such a beautiful story. I cried so much from the pain. Like, I felt their pain, and I feel like Becca Mack did such an amazing job with this. So this was just an easy 5 stars for me. Now this book, it's about a new author that I discovered this year, and let me tell you, I feel like she's going to become those auto-buy authors, and that is Fair Trade by Emily Perez. This book was so good. I was in the biggest slump ever and I just could not put this book down. I was like, I need to keep reading. This book, it's about Nicholas and Louisa, and Nicholas is the owner of this baseball team and Louisa is a general manager. Obviously, females and sports, it's really a rare thing. She worked her butt off to get to the position that she is. Nicholas needs help. She does as well. They go into an agreement pretending to be engaged. This was beautiful. The tension between the characters, you can see them from the first book because this is a second book in a series. From the first book, you can see them like being annoyed with each other, and the whole enemies to lovers, we could see it, and then them having to rely on each other to help. It was just so good, and I love when a man does a lot of things for his women. This book was so good. I cannot wait to read more of this series because let me tell you, I'm obsessed. The next book that I'll be talking about is A Touch of Faith by Cora Riley. Cora Riley is such a queen with mafia romances, and I feel like she does such a good job. I'm obsessed with them. And this one, it's about Samuel and Emma. Basically, they got an arranged marriage, so Emma's brother was like, if I marry Samuel's sister, he has to marry my sister. That is how the agreement happened, because Emma, when she was younger, she got into an accident and she got stuck in a wheelchair. And in the mafia world, if a woman is not like perfect and pure, it's not like viewed as good, and in her case, she's really looked down because of her disability. But I love how Samuel doesn't make her feel like she's disabled. He's like, you're just a woman, I'm going to marry you. I'm just not happy because you got stuck with me because I'm not the perfect match that people think I am. And this book was so good. I loved it so much. And talking about Cora Riley, there's another book that I read this year, and that was Sin and Redemption. This book, amazing. This book is about Maximus and Sarah. So basically, at the beginning beginning of the book, we see that Sarah's brother is not able to pick her up. In the mafia world and Cora Riley's universe, women are really protected. They always have to be with a male, so family or bodyguards. In her case, she was in school, her brother wasn't able to pick her up, so Maximus did the favor and picked her up, and they happened to get kidnapped. At the end of the day, things happened while kidnapped, and they're forced in a marriage because of it. I don't want to say too much. Oh my god, it was amazing. I loved it. The other book that I'll be talking about, it's a romantasy, and it's Under the Oak Tree Volume 2 by Suji Kim. This series, it's something else. I don't see people talking about it, and it's so annoying because it's so damn good. This book, it's about Maximilian and Riften, and basically they get forced into a marriage. Maximilian is seen as damaged goods, and I love how Riften makes her realize that he loves everything that he sees, and it's so hard for her to actually see herself the way he sees her. And obviously there's more to it. Like I said, it's romantasy. It's set like in the time where there were kings, dukes, princesses, prince, knight, and all of the above. This series, it's amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. If the cover doesn't scream to you like, wow, this is so beautiful, please read it. I totally recommend. It's obviously on this list for a reason. So the next book I will be talking about, it's basically a series. It's 5 books combined in one. Why? Because they're not chunky books. So it's the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey. These are 5 books, like I said, and it's combined in one, and this is so unique. This had to be in the list. I don't think I will ever forget this series because it was so unique, and I don't think I've ever seen an author do something like this. So basically this book, it's about Lana, and we know that she had a really traumatic past. She's from a small town, and she had super traumatic past. She was outcast, and she just decided to move away and later get revenge for what happened to her, and she does it in the best way ever. But you know what the bad thing is? She met this guy, his name is Logan. They hit it off, and she realized that he is an FBI agent that is looking into the case of the people she has murdered. So basically he's trying to catch her. This was so good. I've never read anything like this, and it's amazing what the author did with this, and I know there's a series coming out about it, and I do hope they make it justice. The next book that I'll be talking about is a mystery thriller that I will never forget. Again, so unique, and it's The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. It has taken me such a long time to read this book. I guess what pushed me to read it this year was the release of the movie, and I'm so glad I did. This book was everything you want in a thriller. I know it's different for a lot of people. I'm not good with guessing plot, more in thrillers, and I feel like she did such an amazing job to make the plot not predictable. Like, you cannot put it down. So basically it's about Millie. She gets hired as a housemaid for this really super rich family, and little by little as the time goes on, she sees that things are not what they look like. And just to let you know, her bedroom, which is in the attic, only opens from the outside, and that's where everything starts. And just the cover is just such an amazing book. I feel like you cannot say too much about this book. Just know that each chapter you're learning something, and you cannot put it down. I physically could not be like, oh, let me stop to do something else. No, I just couldn't. I was like, I need to finish this book. I need to know everything that is happening. A masterpiece. The next book that I'll be talking about is part of a series that I really love, and it's Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is part of the Empyrean series, which is the Fourth Wing series, and this is book 3. I love Fourth Wing. Like, these books, these characters, I have them engraved in my heart. Like, I love that series so much, and I'm like, this book has to be here. Yes, it's not my favorite out of the series, but at the end of the day, it's a world that I'm in love with. And last but not least, this book is everywhere. You may live under a rock and don't know about this, and for me, I saw the hype of the series and I decided to read the book of this series, and I'm so glad I did. And this book needed to be last, not because it's the least favorite, the opposite. It's just because I feel like it's extra special, and that is Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. I feel like sometimes you see books on Book Talk or just in social media in general, and you see so much hype and you're like, oh my god, it was so disappointed. Not always. This is not overrated at all. I feel like it's underrated even. It's everything you want in a romance at all. I don't mind LGBTQ romances or MM romances. I don't go look for them, but if I find one and I'm like, I don't mind it, I'm like, ooh, it's popular, MM. I'm like, am I going to like it? This changed my brain chemistry. This book was so good, and I feel like the series makes it even better. And it's insane to say because usually books are better. Not always, there's some exception, but books are way better. But the series of this book, amazing. Like that, the person that directed this had such a beautiful way to transmit everything that the author wrote into the screen, and that makes me so happy. So if you haven't heard of this series, this book it's about Shane and Ilya. They both get scouted in different teams. Shane is part of the Montreal Metros and Ilya is part of the Boston Raiders, and they always had this heated rivalry because they're both competing to be the best. Like, they're so good and they're always pining them against each other. But basically before their rookie year, so the summer before their rookie year, they start hooking up, and this lasts years and years, and they're still with their rivalry, and you see them growing with each other as well as their rivalry and them discovering themselves. And it's so, oh my god, it's such a good book. It's a slow burn, a really slow burn. It's a chunky book, but at the end of the day, I feel like the author could have written like 1,000 pages of them and it will not have been enough. It's just those romances that you could read on forever and forever about them, and it's so beautiful. See them discover, like, obviously Ilya has a dynamic with his family and things about his past, as well as Shane, the dynamic with his family, and they're so opposite that what makes them perfect for each other. They're literally puzzle pieces, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about this book since I read it. The second one is just as good. I just put it the first one. I feel like obviously you meet the characters, you see them falling in love, you see them like navigating with their sexuality, and it was such a beautiful thing to read. I loved it. I loved the series. It's over and I'm so sad about that. I don't know what to do with myself now. I just, it was beautiful. I totally recommend reading this. Even if you're not into hockey romance or MM romance, you're going to like it just as much. Like I said, I don't go seeking out those romances, but I totally embrace them, and I'm so glad I can embrace all type of romances, because at the end of the day, what is better than love? But yeah, those are all the books, my top 10 of this year. I read a lot of books, but I feel like this year was a mixing reading year for me. I read a lot of good books as well as I read a lot of mid books, and I hope for next year I try to focus on quality over quantity, and I feel like these books give me hope for my next reading year. I would like to thank you guys so much to be here. This will be my last video of 2025, which is insane, and I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye.